I'm trying to take all the vitamins now so I don't have to do Metamucil when I'm older.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I like to think that if I take vitamins every morning, I'll just magically lose weight.
That's not how it works.
No, I'm still believing in it, though.
Good for you.
Tell you what, my vitamin B is in great spot. My magnesium, my lion's mane. What else do I got?
Lion's mane?
Yeah, it's supposed to be good for you. It's like a mushroom thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you and a mushroom thing. That's surprising.
Oh, no, I quit doing drugs a long time ago. Quit doing drugs a long time ago. Although mushrooms may be aplenty this weekend in Autzen, where it never rains, because mushrooms like rain have nothing to do with Grateful Dead.
There you go.
Nothing to do with Grateful Dead.
It's not going to rain. It's going to pour.
Real quickly, I will take Oregon to cover this spread. Something to share with you, because I kind of want to have a different conversation than what this game will be. There are 3 teams with fewer than 100 points so far this season. UMass has 79 points in 7 games. Northern Illinois has 86 points in 7 games. And Wisconsin has 93 points in 7 games. This team is atrocious. This team could go 3 weeks in a row without scoring a point. That would be extremely embarrassing. I expect Luke Fickell to get fired at the end of this year, if not after tomorrow. But I was thinking about this as Kurt Signetti lives in our brains rent-free, and as Indiana and their meteoric rise, or game days in Nashville again for Vanderbilt, you know. And
well, to be honest, if you're game day and you get to have some sort of sway or influence, how many places are cooler to go to on the trip?
If you're Pat McAfee and
taking
you ask
everything in, Nashville's got to be pretty high on the list. Also, short trip from Indianapolis.
Oh, I think Pat McAfee loves being in Nash Vegas.
Yeah, right.
But, we talk about these teams, the Signettis at Indiana, the Vanderbilts of the world, and what Kenny Dills, resurrected Arizona State, and how we're going to see a lot more of those. I'm curious, will we see more of the Blue Bloods dipping? Now, we've kind of proven that with the Indianas and the Vandys of the world, that you can flip it back to the good side pretty quickly. But this thing with Wisconsin has hit the floor like that, okay? Wisconsin goes to Rose Bowls. Wisconsin puts running backs and offensive linemen into the NFL. Wisconsin is a tried and true Big Ten program.
Yeah, they're not a blue blood, but they're
if there's a ring
there.
too,
Yeah.
they are at the top of the ring for the last 40 years of my life. When I grew up in
we don't know bad Wisconsin eras.
I grew up in a Pac-10 versus Big Ten world, and I still think of it that way. I still hate you all, and even you new Big Ten guys, I hate you too. But I've never seen Wisconsin like this. So I was curious, Danny, your thoughts on, will we see more Indiana Vanderbilt flips, or will we see more bottom falls out of Florida State, Clemson, Wisconsin, especially the level of Wisconsin? Because you could argue Clemson and Florida State are just having bad years and a little downturn.
Wisconsin's been a couple of years now. You've gone from 7 wins to 5 wins, and now they have 2 wins right now, and the reality is their schedule looks like they're going to have 2 wins. So here's the thing, though. When you're talking about teams going up, teams going down, what has to happen for a team to go up? Somebody has to fall.
Somebody's got to come down.
Somebody's got there's only so much equity.
Right.
There's only so much pie to be had.
And with conference realignment, you're getting new people coming in that, you think if you're the Big 12, you're like, okay, Colorado, Utah, the Arizona State.
Good God.
Okay.
Wisconsin schedule. Oregon, Washington, Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota. Good luck.
Bye.
Good luck.
Yeah, when you do conference realignment, there are times when you can have Arizona State, Arizona, Colorado, and Utah come in, and you're like, okay. Or you could have...
and Utah, guess what they did? Utah rose to the top.
Yep.
They were there in the Pac-12.
But they're not there this year.
No.
You can have Cal and Stanford go to the ACC, and you're looking, hey, those are extra wins there. You send Oregon to the Big Ten, and that's a different problem. You send Texas to the SEC, that's a bigger problem. I laughed when A&M and Missouri went to Texas A&M. So I was like, why are you guys going there? You're just going to get whooped on. Nebraska's going to the Big Ten? Why are you leaving the Big 12?
It's opportunity. But
I get it.
But that's the thing is the opportunity is there for you. Oregon took the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Oregon and Texas. I mean, they were in the college football playoff last year. They're a different brand, certainly, but
Well, with a different sort of expectations and different set of money as well.
But also, we're talking about teams like Florida and whether or not that's a good job, or Penn State is a good job, or A&M is a good job, or coaches that have taken over, or opportunity to take over.
You give me resources, and anything is a good job.
And that's kind of my point. Like, Wisconsin's not broke. They might, their leadership might be. Barry Alvarez may be ruling over that thing like Thanos.
Yeah, it might be time to move on from that. And I think that's
the thing. It's like there's opportunity everywhere. Indiana did not have a 10-win season in their program's history until last year. And how do we look at Indiana after 1 year?
Yeah.
1 year.
I mean, we think they can win the Natty. I think they can win the Natty.
Like, that's...
You can turn it around.
This whole idea of, like, what it needs to be and how it's going to be and all these things that kind of come with that. If you get it right, anybody can do it. Now, sustaining it, significantly more difficult. But as far as like getting it right, there's only one title winner every year.
Yeah.
And does it look like, I know
Do you think Oregon was satisfied with their SEC title last year? I don't think so. Do you think Georgia was satisfied, or with their Big Ten title?
You broke my brain there.
You think Georgia was satisfied with their SEC title last year?
Satisfied?
No, they weren't.
No, but that's what there's only one every year. And this whole idea of like, it's just funny because we're getting more of the parity. We're getting more of the opportunity. And I keep hearing people, not you saying this, I keep hearing people say, well, college football's this or college football's that. And it's like, it's wide open. If you get your hiring right, if you lock your money in, if your program is airtight, guess what? You can be there.
Yeah, and going into this game, it's the Barry Alvarez's of the world. They just got to go. They got to go. You got to say thank you and adios. Look, there's no Barry Alvarez at Oregon, and that's done well for them. There's no Barry Alvarez at Arizona State, and Kenny Dill was able to walk in and be his own CEO. And that's the future of college coach. That's why Lanning has done so well at Oregon. And that's why Fickell is not doing well at Wisconsin, because he is not in charge of his program. Look, I understand people are bringing GMs, the Andrew Lucks of the world. Hell, Damian Lillard at Weber State. Like, I understand the GM life of the world and getting more eyeballs on this, but to have the overarching czar just doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't work anymore, especially when it's these old curmudgeons that are like, if I'm not competing for a national championship, Rose Bowls mean just as much. And there was a time when Rose Bowls did mean just as much. Yeah. That if the national title game was Nebraska, Miami.
New Year's Six mattered.
If the national title in the 90s was Nebraska and Miami, but the Rose Bowl was USC versus Michigan, like, eyeballs are on that game because that's when tradition mattered. That doesn't matter anymore.
No.
So guys like Barry Alvarez, you got to go. Otherwise, you're going to lose by 50 to Oregon this weekend.
Evolve or die.
In a pouring rain. How many yards do you think Noah Whittington's going to have this weekend?
All of them.
Can Oregon have 3 running backs with 100 yards this weekend?
It's on the table.
Absolutely.
Because look, they not only that team can't score. That's one of the worst offenses in the country. They've been blanked. You know how hard it is to be blanked as a Big Ten team in back-to-back weeks?
They're one of 3 teams with less than 100 points, with Northern Illinois and UMass.
Iowa. Let that sink in. Iowa. Kirk Ferentz, no offense, scored 37 points. Iowa.
It's wild.
If you're Oregon, the line is huge. Is it 34.5 still, or is it up to 35.5?
I think it's 32 at A&A.
Okay.
I think I saw
31.5.
I saw 31.5.
So everybody's taking.
I think I heard Dirt say 32 at A&A this morning. I haven't checked the book, but I saw 31.5 earlier at ESPN.
Yeah, ESPN's 31.5. I think it was at 34.5 because that, again, huge number. How much is landing? Well, I mean, I think they cover, but 34.5, 35.5 is such a monster number when you're talking about a Big Ten matchup. Like, that's I don't care how broken they are. That's still a massive number, right?
Right.
But also Iowa hung 37.
Yeah.
Iowa hung 37.
Yeah, dude. It's not going to be pretty.
That's bonkers.
In the old Pac-12, though, just to put a bow on this and just reminisce about the old days, in the old Pac-12, this is a game Oregon would lose because Wisconsin wouldn't be that terrible. Their record might show it, but they wouldn't be that terrible because the Pac-12 was a conference of stability from top to bottom until your team ruined it for everybody.
And to be clear, Iowa scored 37, blanked Wisconsin. They had 319 yards of total offense.
That's not very much, Bob.
No.
And they scored almost 40?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah, the Gronowski threw for 107 and a pick. and then they ran the ball 36 times for 210 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Get ready for Jerry Allen to yell, Kenny Wheaton's going to score this weekend. Data Man's gonna score! He's gonna score!
Crazy.
Yeah, it'll be wild. Duck fans, you have fun. Travel safe as the roads are gonna be nuts. Remember, pregame coverage will start right here on The Fan, home of the Oregon Ducks, at 10 a.m. with Sports Saturday with Joe and Rashad. We'll get into pregame at noon with Andy Dirt Johnson, Dusty Hara, and Anthony Newman. Everybody loves Q. Right into the game, and then after the game, we'll get to the postgame with Joe Fisher and Jordan Schultz. It's Ducks all day long for you right here on the Fan Sports Network. 105.1 The Fan.